Hello, I'm Sophia Lou and welcome to my channel.
Hello guys and welcome to my contribution for the YouTube Artist Collective theme, World in a Bottle. If you're new to the YouTube Artist Collective and you're not too sure what it's about, we are a group of YouTubers who are all here on YouTube, obviously, who have a certain amount of subscribers, and every few months we collaborate on the same theme. Anyone can collaborate on the theme who isn't an official member of the collective, that's absolutely fine. But the general idea is that we all tend to collaborate on the same theme and do kind of see how interesting and different our pieces are. If you want to vote for the next theme, I believe you should have a look at the Facebook page, and that is where the votes tend to happen up on there, and that's where people get to vote and suggest ideas for the next theme. And as well, you'll get more updates up on there, including who guest members are and who's going to be a part of the collective. We've had a few shuffle rounds since I've started, and a few people have joined us and a few people have left us, and it's just the nature of the collective, and it's interesting to see how everyone approaches the same theme in such different ways. If you're wondering what I'm using here, I'm using Daler Rowney Aquafine paper. I use my Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolours, as well as I believe I sketch in WH Smith pencil, but I end up building up my lines later on with Prismacolor, which was wonderfully gifted to me from my Secret Santa, and it was my first time I got to actually try them, and I was really happy with the quality of them. I think they're actually really nice. This blue masking fluid that I'm using is Frisk masking fluid in blue, just because I prefer my masking fluid a little bit of colour just so I can see. And I believe the last bit of equipment I use is a bit of Pentel white gel pen. I think I use a little bit of white ink as well, but full list of the equipment as always is down below, and I'll try and leave Amazon links if I do find it for the equipment, so if you're interested in checking them out, you can certainly check them out down there. And if you want to check out what everyone else has done as well, I highly actually recommend checking out all the amazing videos. I think Art a la Carte often puts a playlist together, so I will leave a link for you to check out that. And as well as down below, I'll leave plenty of links for you to check out everyone's work. And if you haven't followed any of them before, make sure to follow them. They're all amazing artists. And if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. It's lovely to meet you. So, in case people are wondering, there are prints available upon it on my Redbubble store of this. If you just follow the link, which is going to appear in the top left hand corner, that will show you to my Redbubble store, where if you wanted to, you can get prints and other bits and pieces, and the original is for sale in case you are interested. That'll be up on my store Envy store, which I'll leave a link to down below. I believe the rules have changed since the collective has started, and there is the option for people to do digital pieces if they wanted to, and unfortunately I don't have the means of being able to do digital work at this moment in time, so I decided I would do this traditionally, and I'm really glad I did. I had several ideas when I first started this theme, and I will admit this theme's probably been a little bit harder for me than other ones, because when I think World in the Bottle, I'm thinking like terrariums, and it was something that I was really inspired by, having these little built up worlds inside a bottle, and that's the kind of thing that I think of. And I like how other people have approached. I've seen a few previews from what other people have done, and I really want you to check them out, because everyone has done such an amazing job, and it's so nice to be a part of this group. And as well, as I said earlier, if you're not an official member, it doesn't matter, you can still take part in this theme. I'd be really interested in seeing what you guys would do, and if you wanted to, you can be sure to tag me or any of the members if they are happy to see your work. I'm always just excited to see what other people create. I think it's always interesting when we approach the same theme and approach it in our different ways. So the thing that I found with this was, the one thing I was really struggling with was a colour scheme. I wanted to keep it whimsical, I wanted it to feel magical and have this sort of magical feeling around it, but it was very very for me to approach it in a way that I was happy and comfortable with the colour scheme. I'm still learning when it comes to a lot of stuff, especially with traditional medium, and I still find that I'm finding my feet. And I think in the last 2 years since I started this YouTube channel, I feel like I have improved. I would like to say I've improved. I've still got a lot to improve on, but I really did like how this piece turned out. It just goes to show that if you keep persevering at something, you will get better. No matter what you do improve every time you draw, and that's something I firmly believe in. I think when you're thinking world in a bottle, you can take it quite literally, or you can actually approach it in many different ways. So it's interesting to see how people would go about it. My other ideas that I had was to have like a desert in a bottle, or have like a seaside town where you see the sea and then it goes into the different layers under the ocean. But I had this idea that I wanted it to be like a miniature world, like a moment captured in time, and that's what I was trying to portray, and I don't know if it came across very well. I don't know, it was very difficult, this theme, I will admit, and I'll put my hands up and say I did really struggle with it. I'm happy with my colours. I know that there's some wonky perspective on the bottle, but I didn't have quite a bottle to reference it from. I have a lot of like rounded shaped bottles, but I knew I wanted a square one just because I thought it was a more interesting shape. So first what I did was I put my layers down, my base layers, and then built up from there. I wanted my bottle to have like a sort of green look to it, just so it was just different than it just being a plain colour. I figured that would add a little bit more I don't know, whimsy to it in a way. I said the word whimsy a lot during this. But it was trying to think, okay, what's going to be shown in the bottle, what's not going to be shown in the bottle. Bella's come to inspect. And trying to think, okay, what would be clear, what wouldn't be clear. And it's quite difficult when you don't actually have like a little world to build. I think what would have been interesting to approach this theme is actually to build a little world in a bottle, but I'm not that crafty in that sense. It's something I would like to try because that sounds like a really cool idea, but it was just something that I kind of thought about after drawing, and I was like, oh, I could totally have done that as well. I think what is really nice as well is to see how you guys approach the themes and what you guys do to approach the same theme that we do. And I've already been tagged in a few on Instagram, and I've already been looking through like the tags on Instagram to see what you guys have been up to, and some of you have genuinely got some beautiful ideas. I really like some of the ideas of like what you guys have created, because it's interesting that everyone seems to think very much under a similar line. I did think of doing a genie in a bottle, but I thought no, that didn't seem right. I thought of doing like a sea world, I thought of doing a desert world, I thought of doing like a forest, or doing like these characters and like building up them inside the bottle, or using the bottle as like a home and that was their world. I know there's just so many ways that you could approach this, that there isn't a wrong way to go about it. And I think that's what is fascinating about collaborating on the same project or collaborating on the same piece of work together, is that no matter what you do, you are going to have a different approach to the theme. And I think that's phenomenal, and I really do enjoy doing it. It's part of one of my favourite things about challenging everyone, or doing challenges, that even if everyone had the same colour palette, or even if everyone used the same thing, how would you approach it? And I really liked seeing that. I think that's interesting to me. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I seem to be doing a lot of does this make any sense? I have no idea. I think what would be interesting is to see what you guys would vote for next. And I would actually be quite interested in hearing your comments on what you would like to see us as a part of the YouTube Artist Collective. What would you like us to do? I know some people are a little bit more uncomfortable with more of the adult themes, or more uncomfortable with some themes that doesn't really suit their work or their channel in any way, shape or form. Like, I'm very much most of the time a children's illustrator, so I wouldn't be comfortable with anything that would go too far out of what my channel's means are, but I would be happy to approach it. But it's something about what you guys would be interested in seeing us doing. What would you like to see in the future with the YouTube Artists Collective? I'm really happy now that we are starting to have more guest artists, and I'm really happy that we have more people involved, and we're really becoming we're becoming a community at the end of the day, and it's just so wonderful to see everyone's approaches to the work. And like I said, even if you're not an official member, if you're inspired by the theme, you do it. Honestly, I'm more excited to see what you guys would do, and how you would approach the same theme. And even if you are inspired and you just feel like doing it, just do it. I just want to see what you do, because I don't know, you guys are so inspiring to us, and you mean a lot to us, and you're all wonderful creative people. So I'm just putting a few final touches to my piece now. I could have really pushed like the shine more. I could have done a lot more for this piece, but overall I am happy with the way that I approached it. I hope you guys really have enjoyed this, and if you are interested, the original is available up on the store, so check it out on there if you are interested. Make sure to check out everyone's videos. Everyone's done such an amazing job that I'm so inspired by everyone in the collective, and I'm inspired by you guys as well. If you're interested in prints, my Redbubble does have all the prints up on there if you're interested in checking that out. And thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking through this video and for sticking with me and my channel and supporting my work. It means a lot. Thank you guys. Maybe like, comment, subscribe. But as always, stay creative.